guys, so as you might know, what we have is a 2014 Nissan Pathfinder. It is the hybrid. They only made the hybrid in this vehicle for a couple of years. The reason for that is it only gets a couple of miles per gallon better than the 6-cylinder two-wheel drive version. The 4-cylinder or the 6-cylinder all-wheel drive version gets a little bit worse. I think it's a mile or two less than that, and it just wasn't a popular vehicle because it's a $9,000 powertrain option. So just was not a big seller. They didn't move a lot of them. I think it's kind of pointless to have the hybrid in this vehicle, except I will say this. This vehicle is capable of well over 30 miles per gallon, and I don't think you can get that in the 6-cylinder if you keep it down around 55 or 60 miles per gallon, or miles per hour, sorry. If you keep it down around there, it'll go a lot further, but it's just nobody does. And once you get out of California, I think the highest speed limit we have in this state is 70. All vehicles towing a trailer are limited to 55 miles per hour, which is ridiculous. So anyway, some good competing options with this would be like the old Honda Elements. You can't get those anymore except for on the used market. I think maybe the Subaru Outbacks would be a good one. I don't know about the interior space on those. I think Hyundai and Kia are making mid-size SUVs that would be a good competitor to this for what I'm doing with it, the road trip stuff. Sleeping in the back, all that. I don't know how the interior is on those vehicles, but I think the fuel economy is going to be pretty close to what I'm getting on this, which, as you can see, is pretty decent. Anyway, total miles on this trip, you see right there, that's a lot of miles. I'm halfway through my service that I just had done. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's go look at it. And like I said, the Better Homes and Gardens tour of my tiny home. This is the living room. This is where you spend most of your time driving a car down the road. It's also a good place to just sit. The only problem I have with that is you sit all day. You don't really want to do that some more. So this is a really comfortable space. I'm 6'4.5", 6'5" almost. That seat is actually not all the way back for me. It's about 2/3 of the way forward from where it can be. The steering wheel is all the way up. It's slightly down, and it's all the way forward. It is adjustable, and I like to have it like that because it just makes it more comfortable to drive. So anyway, that seat's also not all the way down. On the Prius, I have to put it all the way down. On this car, it's up, I think, a half a second worth of upward travel. As you can see, it's an electrically adjusted seat, which is awesome until the electric motors give out. Anyway, the living room. This is the kitchen, and this can be moved outdoors, as you saw in Utah. In here you have a pump water filter, a Katadyn water filter that's capable of doing, I think, 10,000 or 12,000 gallons. If you pre-treat the water, it'll do more. So like run the water through a t-shirt and get all the junk out of it, and then put it through that thing. It'll clean everything out of that. This is an extra filter, so we're good for almost 25,000 gallons, I think. I'll be honest with you, it's been a long time since I looked at this, and I might be getting that a little bit wrong. I think it really seriously depends on the condition of the water, but that's in there. The stove is in there. I have a cooking knife in there. I have a little bit of food here, and I have a Teflon pan with an aluminum pan with Teflon and a fold-out handle in here. This knife, I don't know why I threw that in there. I have a way to move water, a place to put clean drinking water to hold it. Also, we'll be getting to it, that bag, I have a Camelback water pouch, but I brought plenty of fuel for the little camp stove. You saw me using that in the video. Anyway, that's the kitchen. I can set this up on a stool that I carry in the very back underneath, or I can set it up just right here on top of this and cook breakfast, dinner, lunch, whatever I want to cook. Usually lunch and dinner might be, oh, this isn't gonna close. Anyway, yeah, I can put the stove on here and just do it right here, but I don't want to heat damage the car, so I don't think I would do that. Anyway, you can see as you that hangs over, and as you close the door, the the pocket on the door kind of holds it up too. This is my go bag. This is my go get home bag. I got that because it fits in the saddlebag of the Harley, whereas my Moab Rush 6 does not. Coffee pot, very important. Más importante. There's coffee in there. This is the box that I had my toiletries in, so I guess you call that the bathroom, right? It's empty now. I put all that stuff up, but toothbrush, deodorant, a bottle of my shampoo, and a bottle of my conditioner. I've always used baby shampoo, but I always had that JFK haircut, and now that my hair is longer, I have to take a little bit better care of it than that. So anyway, that's that. Off bug spray, all natural. This is our rain poncho that Rob gave me. A big old friggin' knife to stabby pokey stuff. You know how to knife fight? You stick them with the pointy end. Anyway, extra pair of glasses just in case. This was the bag I had my clothes in. It's empty now. I took all that stuff out. Anyway, I had that stuffed in there. And then this is more of a go bag than the other one. Let's see if we can do that. This has all of my pistol magazines in it. I got 6 full capacity magazines I was able to pick up during Freedom Week for the Glock. The Glock, and I mentioned this, the Glock and my wallet were inside of a panel, right? You had to disassemble part of the car to get to that stuff, but you know, I could get at it in a matter of minutes. If you didn't know where it was, you'd never find it, type of thing. So throw this stuff out because it's got to go back in the house. I actually took a lot of this stuff out, and I put it back so you can see this. Okay, that takes us to the bedroom. So let's come around back here. Open the back, and you can see the bedroom, and you can see the patio, or the setup for the patio. This is a chair that belongs to neighbor Rob. There you go. Because we got a loud exhaust, we can't do that quietly. So that's a chair that belongs to neighbor Rob. That's his too. He leaves them over here because he uses them over here a lot, and then he'll come get them sometimes for a thing. Now, just in case it got cold, because it is winter time, I took my sleeping bag. Yes, I took my sleeping bag with me. This is from my motorcycle gear when I had the BMW. I took that with me just in case, you know, it's winter. I knew I'd be in the mountains a lot. I also took these things, and I bought a box of these on Amazon, and they are amazing. They do last for 8 hours. They actually go a little bit more than 8 hours, but 2 of these in your sleeping bag, you can't beat that. You're gonna probably get a little too warm. So that's like a third. So these are blankets that belong to Grandpa. They're old quilts. This one's a quilt that his mom made him, and I think this is something like that too. I don't know. It was when we cleaned the garage out, it was in the trunk with it, so I assumed it was. But I brought my own pillows, And this actually has sheets on it. It's got the fitted sheet for a twin size bed, and then it's got the regular sheet for a twin size bed. This is my Sleep Number pillow. We were given a Sleep Number bed, which was really cool. It's working out really good for us. Thank you, Becky. I appreciate that thing. I know Tabitha does too. This is a pillow that I got one of the trips where I drove for Grandpa, and he took me back to Texas. We went to Texas together for the family reunion, and we were stopped in Louisville. We were stopped in Louisville, Texas, to visit Dennis Longley, and I just was having a hard time with the car. I needed something to put behind my lower back, and I went and asked the hotel manager, could I buy this pillow? I need that. And the hotel manager just he couldn't believe it. I think they're so used to having that stuff stolen. I could be wrong about this. I think they're so used to having that stuff stolen that they have somebody come and ask, can I purchase this? He's just like, what? Oh man, he couldn't hardly believe that. Anyway, this is what I'm going to call the garage. This is where we're storing all our extra soft drinks. I only drank, I think, 4 or 5 of those. And then the waters, I'm through half of that case of Aquafinas. I would just take those and put them in the ice chest. The 2 nights I stayed at the hotel, they gave me two bottles of water each night. So I lightened the load on that. So that's just extra food storage. I'm going to have to clean this all up. This got to come apart and get set back to car mode. And we're going to go to the car wash. I also got to get these water spots off of here. I noticed in some of the videos that really played havoc on me. And then we have the pantry, or that's the kitchen over there, right? We have the pantry. So I say this is empty now. What I did, I took 16 pieces of pre-cooked bacon from the Schwann's things, and I took 8 eggs. I took a full package of turkey lunch meat, and I took a full package of salami, and I took 2 blocks of cheese. Now I ate half of one of the blocks of cheese, and the rest of it got ruined, and then I ate the whole other block the last day I was home. I ate that when I got home. And the tortillas, the crackers, I didn't take bread with me. I just took crackers. That's the way I prefer to eat a sandwich anyways. So that's what was in there, along with paper plates and paper towels that I picked up at one of the Walmarts. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's the tour, the grand tour. All right, so sorry about that interruption, guys. Anyway, what I've got here is an Amazon Basics tripod. The legs are extendable. These are like $14-15 on Amazon. This goes up further, but it just seemed to me like where it was a second ago is just the right height for if you were sitting next to me in the car is kind of what I was going for, and I have it on good authority that worked. What I've done is let's take this here and pop. What I've done is I've taken the screw out. I don't have anything that requires a screw in the bottom, excepting the weatherproof case for the Sony action cams that I use. And I use that only outside on a motorcycle. So what I do is the action cam has a bit of this dual lock stuck to it on the side, and then what I do is I just roll this sideways, and that's totally adjustable here. You can take the tension off of that. You can see how free and easy that is, and you can tighten it all the way to the point where it just will not move. So yeah, what I do is I take this and I lay it in here sideways like that, and I just put a slight tension on it so that I can adjust it. There we go. There we go. I can adjust it, but it doesn't move on its own. The action cams are pretty light. I took this piece of aluminum flat bar and I put more dual lock on it. And I tried that on my motorcycle helmet, and it was okay, but I don't really care for that. It does give you a better reach on the image, but I found by taking it with me that I can stick it. Now, here's that dual lock. You can get that on Amazon too. A couple other places. I found that I found dual lock from Tyler on the Everride channel. Good motorcycle channel. Good dude. I mean, righteous dude. Really like watching his videos. He's got a lot better camera equipment than I have, and you can tell when you watch his videos. You can tell he's got 4K stuff, and he's got drones, and he's doing this more as a money-making proposition, and I'm not. It's kind of a hobby for me. I'm not asking you to like, share, subscribe. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm not fishing for views or anything. If I was, I would completely leave the guns out, but that is a significant part of my life, is the firearms, and I would also branch out to other platforms more. I've had a problem with BitChute. I can't get videos to upload a lot of the time, so I kind of give up on it. Now they've got Rumble and a couple others. I'm gonna go check that out, maybe. I don't know, but I think YouTube is probably keeping my stuff, my traffic down on account of the firearm stuff, which I think is sad. It's too bad. It really is. Before they started doing that, you had people like Hickok 45 and Nut and Fancy. You can see I just bent that in a vise, so I've got a number of different ways that I can mount things if I want to. Anyway, options are good. That's what I did, and then I just basically I lock it in with the seat belt. You know, I just run the seat belt through the camera. So if you want to do something like that, yeah, absolutely, it's doable. Well, I'm going over the camera mounting stuff. I may as well go over the camera. There you go. This is my Samsung Galaxy S10e. It has the little bit lesser camera and a smaller storage space. I shot the entire trip on my phone. Those of you that are into photography, you probably could tell that real easy. Like, yeah, no kidding, dude. I just have 2 of the little Sony action cams, and I use my phone a lot, and that's all I took with me was my phone. I don't have a laptop with me. I don't have a an SLR or any of that stuff. I want to get one because, or at least the Sony camcorder that uses the same batteries as the action cam, because you can plug it in, and that's the thing is down here. You see the I got the charging cables. You can plug this in. You can plug this in while you're recording and not use your battery. Oops. And not use your battery on the phone. So you can do the same thing with the Sony camcorder, is just plug it in and have it run off the car while it's, you know, and then you put a memory card in there. You put a, God, they got micro SD cards now that are 1 billion gigabytes, whatever they are. You know, I think they're getting ready to, I think they've got one out that's a terabyte now. You can put a lot of video on that, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. But it'd be really cool. It would be really cool to get better quality images, you know, put some 4K up, some of that stuff. I left out a lot of the trip from the just north of Moab area all the way back. I left a lot of that out because the pictures weren't that good, and I think I could have done a lot better with it. It's just the way the sun was, and you know, they were all right. I should have also stopped and taken the time. That's a big deal. I saw some stuff that, ooh, but I didn't want to stop. I just pounded the miles out, like I said. But anyway, that's there you go. You know, that's how I got it set up. That's what I'm doing, and I'm editing all of the video on the phone with it's KineMaster, KineMaster, or KineMaster. I've heard it pronounced. I don't know how they pronounce it, but it's really easy to use. If you go to Editception and watch that video, it kind of shows how that works. So the entire trip, fuel, fuel was $314.19. The first number I came up was $323.52, but then I realized the $9.33, whatever it was, that I put on the very last fill up was actually for the Harley yesterday. I did some running around yesterday, and that was for that, so I had to take that back off. $314.19 for fuel total. I can't break that down any more than that. I can't tell you how many. I can tell you what my average miles per gallon was. So, and then I can give you a matter of fact, right here, we'll roll it on. This is how many miles I traveled, total trip. I reset that when I bought gas here in town, and I mentioned in the very first video, I like to leave town with a full tank, a fresh service, and a zeroed out trip. So, usually my trip is... my trip A is this tank, my trip B is this service. When I do a road trip like this, I kind of scratch that and I just go, the trip B is, instead of the service, trip B is this. And it's usually pretty close to this service because I usually get the car service right before I go. So, anyway, $314.19, I can't break it down any further than that. Food, not including the groceries that I took with me. I didn't include those because I didn't buy those. Mama got those when she did her last grocery run before I left. That sounds like a skateboard. I wish they'd cut that out. So not including that, just the two times I ate there at the Gold Bowl inside the hotel. Those were $12 and $14 with a tip. 14 was 12 without. Little fast food stops. You know, if I stopped and bought candy, that includes I stopped at I can't remember the name of it now. I stopped at a liquor store and bought a bottle of Fireball. And that was like $13. That's like $15, $16 here. Like $13 there. It was 12 something. After tax it was 13 and change. So that's pretty cool. Stuffs, trinkets, doodads, and thingies. The shirts for the boys were $80 and change. All this stuff at the gift stop was that. My knife. This picture. I'll tell you, when I'm editing these, I build the video, I finalize it, I export it, and then as soon as I see that it's good, I go through and I delete the raw footage and because I needed the storage space on the card. Anyway, one of the pictures I held onto this whole time was the first Flying J I stopped at. They had this thing here. And it's funny, when you're driving across the U.S., you go to the truck stops, they have just the weirdest stuff. I took a few pictures inside there, but this was the one I kept. And it's just trinkets, doodads, and thingies, and the junk you can buy at truck stops is amazing. It's amazing. So anyway, that's all that little stuff that I got. Shot glass, refrigerator magnet, the book for Bex, the shirts for the boys, all that stuff, everything, all that junk, just miscellaneous, whatever. Lodging, it was $93 and change per night. That was with my AAA discount, and I'll tell you, you want to be careful with Google Maps, because Google Maps said it'd be like $60-something. I think $64 was the thing. I rolled that picture into one of the videos, and that was not even close. So you want to be careful with that. If you're counting on that, you might want to call ahead of time and ask them, hey, do you have rooms available? How much are you charging for a room? I have a AAA discount if you've got that, or you're Good Sam, or whatever you're doing. So $187.94 for lodging. I spent exactly 50% of the nights in the back of the car, 50% of the nights in the hotel. I didn't think it would be that much. I will say this, that's $120 a night here in California, 130 some places, and that's in places like Bakersfield, that $93 room, 120, 130. You get over on the coast, that can be $210 a night. Just kind of throw that out there. And if it's in season, you can't get the room over on the coast. You just can't get it. You start reserving rooms now for this next year's season, you might get a room for the coast. That's just the way it works. With COVID, I don't know. That hotel looked completely and totally empty, and she said, well, since the COVID thing, we haven't got a lot of visitors, so it would have been nice if they'd have kind of discounted it a little bit more. That way I could tell you, hey, you know, you can get a room in Rapid City right outside of Mount Rushmore and the Crazy Horse Memorial, and in Sturgis, you can get a room right now off season for $60 a night. You know, it'd been really cool to tell you that, but that's not how it works out. So anyway, total trip $758.04. Now, right now, that card, I don't use that card. All my renewables, my Xbox Live goes to that card. The ones that I have set to auto renew, Xbox Live, my KineMaster subscription, my car wash memberships, they all renew. Now I've got my AAA membership set up to renew on it, which I never did before, but why not? I renew it every year. I'm going to continue to use that, so that's like $170 a year. So right now, this card is actually more like $1,200 on it, because I also went and I paid off the insurance for the year yesterday when I took the Royal Enfield off of the insurance, and I bought some things when I came into town. I paid for some things, and I ordered all my toiletries when I got back for the next 6 months. So all that stuff is here or on its way. But you can pause it if you want and look at it. These are broke down by individual purchases off of the credit card statement. Come on, man. Like that. You can pause it and look at that if you feel like you want to. I don't know. Just, we always did that. Me and Grandpa kept all the receipts. We always broke the trip down. What did it cost? Coming back, I realized that was getting up to that kind of number, and that's why I avoided the Grand Canyon, even though I kind of really wanted to go check that out. I don't know that I would have done a helicopter tour. That does sound really cool, but you know, for $100 maybe, for 200 or what, I kind of imagine it'd be $250 to do a helicopter tour. I have no clue. But I was kind of like, I don't know. I can look at it from here for free. But you have to pay to get into the park, so that was kind of the thing there. Anyway, that, and it's another night. I'll tell you what, I got home, I showered up, I crashed, I slept in my own bed, and I slept hard that night after 2 days of driving. So anyway, it was a good trip. I learned a lot. I really like that area. We're looking at real estate there now. Anyway. Well, thanks for hanging with me on the trip. Thanks for hanging with me on the little tour of the tiny home. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The big takeaway is, if you're from California, South Dakota is bitterly cold. It's horrible. The people are annoying. The roads are shit. Everything about that place is horrible. You do not want to go there. Texas, Oregon, Idaho, those are beautiful parts of the country. Utah is phenomenal. You would love Utah. The people there are friendly. You do not want to go to South Dakota. It is atrocious. That's the takeaway from this whole thing. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one. I'll catch you on the next one.